So there's a moment in grooming that almost every experienced groomer recognizes. Nothing is going wrong. The dog is still letting you work, you're almost done, and yet something feels off. This is usually the moment when finishing becomes the most dangerous goal in the room. Most of us are trained to finish the groom, finish the face, finish the legs, finish strong. And to be fair, finishing feels good and it keeps the schedule intact, the client's happy, you can mentally move on to the next dog. But the problem is that finishing isn't a neutral act. Finishing has a cost, and that cost doesn't always show up immediately. A lot of the hardest calls in grooming don't happen when the dog is melting down. They happen when the dog is still cooperating, but doing it on empty. You can usually feel it at first in your hands, right? Your timing gets shorter, your grip gets a little firmer, pauses disappear because you're so close to being done. And the dog changes too. They're still, but not relaxed. They're tolerating, not participating. This is where a lot of groomers tell themselves, I can get through this. I'm almost done. They've always been fine before. And none of those thoughts are wrong. They're just incomplete. So, because possible and fair are not the same thing, a groom can be finished and still cost too much for the dog, for the next visit, and for you. What doesn't get talked about enough is that stopping isn't a dramatic decision, it's usually quiet. It looks like skipping the face, or sending the dog home damp, or deciding that today's version of done is different than the one that you planned, and that can feel uncomfortable, especially in a culture that rewards endurance. But stopping early isn't quitting. It's responding to information. It's noticing that capacity is narrowed and choosing not to spend the last of it just to say you finished. And here's the part that's hard to trust at first. When you stop at the right time, dogs don't get worse. They usually get better. They recover faster. They come back with more room. They don't start the next visit already in debt. The same is true for groomers. Every time you push through when you shouldn't, it costs judgment. Every time you stop when it's still quiet, you protect it. This isn't about doing less work. It's about doing the right amount of work at the right time. Finishing feels satisfying in the moment, but fairness is what sustains the work. That's the part that doesn't show.